And let's see, Issa's here. Hello, Mr. Issa. Okay. And the brand, and we're going live in 5 seconds. All right, well, Kufar Akbar, everybody, hello once again. Welcome to another edition of the Cross and the Crescent discussion group. This is a blog talk radio show dedicated to rightly dividing the truth between Christianity and Islam. We are here every Tuesday evening at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time and Sunday after. What are you doing? Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m. I'm dog sitting this week. My son is on vacation, so somebody's got to watch his dog, and the dog is like has no manners. It's a good dog, don't get me wrong. It's just the dog has no manners. She's sticking her nose. Okay, she's a sweet thing. Okay, so we're here every Tuesday evening, 5 p.m. We're here about for 2 hours a shot, and we have all kinds of different topics that we discuss here. Anything ranging from the defense of the crucifixion, the gospel message, to the right of Israel to exist, and all kinds of polemical things that we deal with Islam. And tonight we're going to have like a smorgasbord of topics we're going to talk about, because if you sit there and talk about one topic for 2 hours, people's eyes just glaze over, and I get that. That can be really, really boring. It's like sitting in sitting in a history class, listening to professor drone on and on and on and on and on, never shutting up. So I completely understand that. So tonight we're going to kick it off with something that I ran into a couple weeks ago when I was preparing for a show that I never really quite got, because I treated it like it was just simply an anachronism. And what I'm saying is that here you had the Pharaoh from the time of Joseph, which is 1800 BC, 1900 BC, somewhere around there, and Moses, the Pharaoh practicing crucifixion. And if you look at it, from a historical point of view, crucifixion really wasn't practiced or invented until the 6th century in any type of that we know of from any type of writing. Now, there might be some ancient tablet buried underneath the sands of Egypt where written in hieroglyphics that we practice crucifixion here, and it might be there. But out of the vast quantity of artifacts that we have from Egypt, we have no indication that Egypt ever practiced crucifixion at all. Now, they practiced a lot of cruel other things. I was kind of doing a little bit of research on that today. One of the things that they used to do is they would, if you got caught stealing, like, let's say, an extra meal, and you were one of these slaves working in these cities or whatever, they would literally give you 100 lashes. and send you back to work. Or they would, or both of these things, they would stab you in your scapula. What do they call the scapula? What's that bone right back here where your shoulder is?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right, and they would stab you 5 times, and how do people know this? Because they don't have it in art or anything, but they find people buried in these graves where they have pocket marks in their bones back there on the bones that are left. Okay, so you have these paleontologists like, well, wait a second, why do all these people have these marks here in that specific bone? And they have deduced that since these people were slaves and they were punished, that this is one of the ways that they were punished. They were stabbed in the back and then sent back to work. They have that part worked out, where they would talk about lashing them 100 times and then sending them back to work. But nowhere do we find people being crucified in Egypt. So that becomes very problematic, especially if your God says in his Quran that they practice crucifixion. So what I want to do is I want to take a quick look at what the Quran has to say about that. And just want to make sure everybody understands that providing a critique or a criticism of a book is not a phobia of any type. I just want to make sure people understand that. Because we've been getting a lot of that lately.
Hey, Adam, I wanted to tell you you were reading my mind today, because I wanted to ask you to put the flag of Israel behind you today. So I thought it was just me, but yay.
Did she just call me Adam? Did she just call me Adam?
Oh, we're starting out with A again?
Yes, Bob, I called you. Yes, Bob, I called you Adam. Yes, sir. You know, we got to keep this ball rolling.
Okay.
But thanks for the flag. You know, yay.
That dog. Yeah, I put that there for a reason, and we'll see here why later. I tell you.
It's always a good reason to do that.
It is, and I get that. Okay, yeah. But it doesn't have anything to do with Egypt right now, anyway. Well, it could, I suppose, if you talk about the Jews and the Exodus. No, it doesn't have anything to do with Egypt. Let's just leave that alone. All right, so let's go ahead and share my screen here. Share screen and share screen 2. You know, there was a time when I only was able to operate off of one screen. Now you can have you seen people they got like 2 or 3 different screens that they're running from?
Third screen. Bad.
Why would you do that to yourself? That'd be just like too much.
I worked at one place where I had access to 2 other screens, and I got used to it.
Wow.
Ron sometimes works on 3 screens.
Do they?
At his work. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
He's rocking and rolling, man.
Well,
got his drum
pretty
set.
Cool when you can just turn things to the left and to the right, and you can just work in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of files when you're doing engineering. So yeah.
Well, I've never been a good multitasker. That's probably why. You know, if you get me set on one thing, I'm good at doing one thing and if I'm sticking to it and getting it done. Well, not so much anymore because I forget what anyway. But if you get me doing 2 different things at one time, I'll forget about the other, and it just never works out. So I'm just going to stick to 2 screens, and we'll be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these 3 verses here in the Quran, and let me get my laser pointer here. There we go. All right, so go to chapter 20. Verse 71. Now, this one is supposed to be taking place at the time of Moses. And it says, Pharaoh said, now Pharaoh is implied here because anytime that you see the brackets there, it's not there in the original Greek. I'm kidding. Arabic. It's not there in the original.
Great.
I know. I'm just kidding. Okay.
You're saying if we're awake, right?
Yeah, so making sure. All right. The Pharaoh said, "You believed him before I gave you permission. Indeed, he is your leader who has taught you magic. So I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. Ow. And I will crucify you on the trunks of palm trees. So you have the practice of what right there? You have the practice of crucifixion, and you have the practice of cutting off the hands and feet, not just cutting off your both hands, not just cutting off both feet, but cutting off your hands and feet out opposite sides. So if you were going to, what's that?
It sounds like Allah.
Stop.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be cruel and inhumane, I guess do it twice. I mean,
well, with this, okay. So with this, what you would do is you would cut off, because I'm left-handed, you'd cut off my left hand, and then you would cut off my right foot. And if you tried to, how does that work out? Even when you use a crutch, you don't use the opposite end of it. So it'd make it even very difficult to use a crutch. That's my understanding is why they do it like that. Which is really cold-hearted, if you ask me. That are never going to be able to get around after something like that happens. Okay, so that's just one verse. Let's see if he makes the same mistake, historical mistake. Now, these are known historical mistakes. This isn't something that you can say it's up for interpretation, or it's up for historical revision, or the absence of evidence fills the gap here. No, this is a historical mistake. So let's go to the next verse, 7:124. And again, here you have the Pharaoh at the time of Moses. He says, I will surely, look, here it is. I'll cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. Then I will crucify you all, surely crucify you all. Now, if you cut off somebody's hand and their foot, and you're going to practice crucifixion, I would think at some point in time that would be very difficult, because what are you going to put the nail through? If the foot's gone, if the hand's gone. So that really doesn't make a lot of sense, but at the same time,
if they use a palm tree,
well, if you would, yeah, right. If you would put somebody like this on a palm tree, and so they would hang, yeah, you're right. You could do it that way. But anyway, you're still practicing something that was not in existence at the time. So and that's the main point that I originally wanted to make about this, until I came to the realization that something was terribly wrong here 2 weeks ago. You get to chapter 26. Here it goes again. Pharaoh at the time of Moses said, you believed Moses before I gave you permission. Indeed, he is your leader who has taught you magic. But you are going to know, I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides, and I will surely crucify you all. Now, if this is the same, okay, this is what Kufar Phobia was talking about the other day. We were engaging somebody in Clubhouse. And what he was saying is that, okay, if you have Allah telling the same exact story that of a historical event, okay, then you would think that when Allah told the same exact story, he would get the words that were used in this story correct. So let's go back to and look at this. It says here, I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. Okay. And then it says here, and I will surely crucify you all. But here it says, then I will surely crucify you all. So here you have a then, and then you have an and. Now, I would be interested in just a nitpick. If somebody would be willing, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do that. What is this? Okay, this is 7:124 and 26:49. So I guess what we're going to do, folks, we're going to go over to Corpus Quran, and we're going to pull up the transliteration of 724. 120, not 24, 124. 7:124. And okay, so let's drag that over here to this screen. Look at there, multitasking. You are all about it. Okay, I will surely cut off your hands and your feet on opposite sides. And all right, so let's go. Then I will surely crucify you all. Okay, so what does it say there? Maybe that is just a translation. Your feet of opposite sides. Then, okay, so the word is thuma. You see that? Thuma, MMA, right there, that word. Then I will surely crucify you. Okay, so let's go to 2649. What's
You have to
that?
look who's in chat. Look who's in chat right now. He just showed up.
Oh, yeah,
Our
there he
favorite.
is. Oh. Known as impaling. Well, oh, I see. Oh. Okay. All right, so 2649.
So he knows there was no crucifixion.
Yeah, impaling is quite different than crucifixion, and this
Yes,
I've
it
been
is.
through this before. This is desperation, trying to defend a book that is indefensible.
So if he
Okay,
knows
so
that,
maybe
he knows
I mean,
that
you
the
know,
Quran doesn't tell the truth. That's kind of humorous.
26. Okay, did I get the wrong verse? 26. Hold on, did I get the wrong verse? 2649. I didn't get the wrong verse. What the heck? All right, so maybe
Get it together, Kaffir.
Matt,
Jeez.
I gave permission. You indeed, surely chief who magic. What the heck is this? 2649. I will. Okay, here we
Keep
go.
on going. Keep
And
on
your
going.
feet of opposite sides, I will surely crucify you. Well, there's no word there that says that. Of me.
No, you just passed it. Go down 2. It's there. It's right there.
Okay,
You see right there?
right. No.
You just
where?
passed it.
Right there?
Yeah. And I will surely crucify you right there.
But it's supposed to be right before there. It's supposed to be then. It's supposed to be then.
You just put it in all one word.
There's supposed to be the translation.
It's just like Greek and Hebrew in that respect. You can say all that in one word.
Yeah, they do a lot.
I get that, but
in
it's
Arabic. Yeah, they'll
the
combine words
transliteration
together.
is not. But the transliterated word is not there. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's all combined. See, if you go down, sir. Yeah, and oops.
I will surely cut off your hands and your feet.
Yeah, go down.
Opposite sides, and I will surely crucify you.
That's
all.
it. And
but
I will.
The then? Where's the then? Then.
But it's not there. It's and I will surely crucify you. So he's going to cut off the hands and feet off the opposite sides, and.
No, that's an interesting point. Though, a point of order. I mean, at least for
English, and I will.
It's crazy. I mean, it says something.
It's
when that
Arabic.
And is there?
Hey, that's Arabic. That's my son's language. So that's Arabic. If the Kenny Bomer would learn Arabic, then he wouldn't be lying about 9:5. Surah 9:5.
Kenny Bomer, the apostate, who added to the scriptures.
Well, he knows that, and we know he knows that.
Okay.
And he knows we know that, and we know he knows that.
This is what I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, Connie. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so what he is doing is he is citing impaling as a process of a torturous type of death sentence, and I get that. That makes all the sense in the world, because it is. It's absolutely horrific. But that's not what the Quran says, though. It says that they were crucified. It says that they were crucified. Now, crucifixion and impaling are
justify the Quran with.
Yes, impaling is not crucifixion.
Right. These are two different
words.
Processes, and one was meant to make the person linger in death, which is crucifixion. It took you hours, days to die, and then he even admits it here. This is quite rapidly as major organs were pierced, and yeah, you would expect that. Yes, but so I don't understand what his argument. I don't understand what his argument.
I don't think he has any stand.
Well, let's look at the word crucifixion in the Arabic again. Let me take a look at it.
Well, it's right here. Oops, no, it's
Yeah,
not
go back
because
there, sir, if
you're
you
not
please.
looking at the screen. I'm looking at the screen, but you're not. Okay,
Okay, I will surely. Bana akum. Okay, bana akum. That's crucifixion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at the very end. Bana akum.
Let's okay. Let's see.
Yeah, bana
I will
akum.
surely crucify you. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, can I say my favorite phrase?
Uh-oh. Your favorite phrase. Okay, go ahead.
Be a reader, not a repeater.
But it's got to really be a reader, not a parentheses repeater.
Okay, let me go to my point here. Let me make my point here. Here's the point that I'm trying to make. The point. Uh-oh. Was
Hey,
somebody... What?
Was that Issa?
Was Red?
That's Red.
Oh, wow.
Red has always got background noise. I don't know if he's riding his train home or what he was doing. He said I'm gonna run to the show. I'm like, don't run too hard, buddy. You know, you have a heart attack. We want you to keep you around. Okay, so what is Kufar Phobia doing here? Get 10% of the channel. I'll let him and Kenny work that out, however they want to work that out. Okay, so let's go back to the slideshow. So you have 3 instances of Allah prescribing crucifixion as, not Allah. Golly, I get these two mixed up. Pharaoh prescribing a process to administer torturous death to somebody, to include cutting off their hands and feet at opposite sides, when this process didn't exist that we know of. Now, like I said, I'm willing to allow, if somebody can go through the sands and the deserts of Egypt and dig up some tablet where that we don't know, because we don't have all the evidence there. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff there. But what we do have from these dynasties, I sound like I'm in English. The dynasties, these dynasties, what we do have from these dynasties, that we don't, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. We don't, also, by the way, we don't have the name Haman there either. Just saying. Okay, so. Haman.
Okay. All right. Tomato, tomato.
In the Quran.
Oh, and also, did you notice that Pharaoh says, and he didn't ask for my permission? That's another Allah thing. Oh, by Allah's permission.
By Allah's permission.
Ah. So it's really sounding like Allah.
Uh-oh. My phone. You guys got phones that people just blow up all the time. They're always just like. God,
I turn my notifications off. I choose my battles.
I don't know how to do that, and I'm afraid if I turn them off,
go in settings. Go in there and go in settings and turn the darn thing off in notifications. Boom, done.
Okay, well, here's what I'm afraid of. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm never going to figure out how to turn it back on, and I'm never going to get notified anything.
You just go back in settings, and you go to notifications. That's all.
Didn't I just say I had a problem with remembering things and then multitasking, and now you're asking me to do things? Okay, let's get to my point here.
Settings.
Let's get to my brilliant scholarly point here. Muta marriage counselor. Okay. Okay, here is my point. You have Pharaoh prescribing crucifixion that didn't exist for people, and also the cutting off of people's hands and feet at opposite sides. You never guess what Allah prescribes for people who cause corruption in the land. Yes, this verse, right? Oh, yes, this verse that was mentioned in that debate on, what was the debate? Was that Saturday that Clifford had that debate? Was the Quran says if you kill somebody, it says you've killed all of mankind, and if you saved one life, you saved all of mankind. That verse, that beautiful verse that it says at the beginning of it, as we prescribe for the Jews, you know, that verse that was ripped off from the Midrash Sanhedrin 4.3, 4.9, whatever it was, that pre-exists Islam by century. Anyway, that verse, okay, that has nothing to do with...
isn't biblical, so Allah is even stealing outside of biblical sources. Kenny, wake up, dude, man.
I know
Come on.
That's
Come on,
and,
brother.
I remember when I initially had a conversation with him about the idea of literature sources, things like Gnostic sources, Syriac sources, Midrash, Talmud sources showing up in the Quran, and asking him what would be a greater likelihood of, would you have a man getting revelations from Allah that his revelations include sources that we know pre-existed 7th century Arabia. We have the manuscripts from, we have these writings written down that maybe he heard these things around as he traveled, or that he actually got revelations from God from these pre-existing sources. And he still said no, that the idea that Muhammad heard these prior to the Quran is absolutely absurd. And with that, you're kind of, what's that one philosophical, Occam's razor? Have you guys ever heard of Occam's razor?
Yep.
Okay, Occam's razor really kicks in pretty hard right there. I mean, what do you do with Okay, but anyway, let's get over to this Quran thing.
Tell them what Occam's razor means.
Occam's razor. Okay, Occam's razor is really, it's kind of like a philosophical thing,
right?
It's like what you're going to do is you're going to accept an outcome that is most plausible, as opposed to one that is less plausible.
Yeah.
Does that? I mean, you're just going to go with one that has more evidence for it, and the one that has the most evidence, the best evidence for it, is the ones that you go with. Well, with this, we have these pre-existent. We have these pre-existent verses from Gnostic sources. I mean, the Jesus speaking from the cradle, Mary delivering Jesus under a palm tree, Jesus making clay birds. Those are all Gnostic sources, and turning them into real birds. Those are all from Gnostic sources. Then you have this one from where in chapter 9, verse 32, for as we prescribe for the Jews. That's Midrash Sanhedrin. That's Talmud. That's Jewish Talmud stuff. And then you have Syriac folklore, the 7 sleepers in the cave. You have, I'm not sure if Satan refusing to bow to Adam, or Abraham being saved from the fire. I can't remember if that's from Syriac folklore or what that is. But you have all of these stories in the Quran that predate the Quran someplace else. Oh, the best one is the Targum of Esther, where you have the Queen of Sheba showing up to see the King Solomon, and it's almost an exact ripoff of that. But anyway, let's get back to the topic here. I'm getting distracted, and I'll forget what I was talking about if I didn't have the slideshow anyway. Okay, so 933. Look what it says in 933. Indeed, the penalty for those who wage war against Allah and his messenger and strive upon the earth to cause corruption. I've heard that before. I think I've been accused of causing corruption. Wait a second. I have been accused of causing. Anyway, is not that they be killed. Look at it. Okay. Or crucified, or that their hands and feet be cut off from opposite ends. Now, the reason why I bring this up, and here's the folks, if you look here, you have crucified, and in the 7th century, crucifixion was a practice that actually had been stopped by the Romans. The Romans stopped practicing crucifixion, but people knew of it, and the people still did practice it. So it was in existence in 7th century Arabia. And cutting somebody's hands and feet off on the opposite sides. Now, who does that sound like?
Allah.
No, that doesn't sound like Allah. That sounds like this joker. That sounds like Pharaoh.
Oh, Pharaoh. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
It's the same thing, though. This is the point. This is the point that I'm making. Pharaoh and Allah have the same sense of morality when applying punishments to people.
Yeah, torture.
Now, how does that work out? I would really like to hear, and you don't have to. I mean, send me an email and tell me how that works out. Eric Thekaffer, ericthecaffer@gmail.com. Send and tell me about this. I've looked. I do not see. Now, just because I didn't find it doesn't mean that there's not a reasonable answer to this supposed, alleged, demonstrable contradiction of, number one, it being an anachronism, but number two, how you have the Pharaoh of the Quran at the time of Moses practicing prescribing crucifixion and having your hands and feet cut off at opposite sides, and then you also have the God of the universe doing the same exact thing, prescribing the same exact thing that the Pharaoh had prescribed. That would have been what, 2,500 years prior to that.
Wait, stop. Are you saying that Allah is Pharaoh or Pharaoh is Allah?
Yeah, same sick mind. Mental illness.
What I'm saying is that they both have the same sense of morality when it comes to punishing people. And if you think about this, if you think about a God who prescribes crucifixion as a form of punishment, what kind of God is that? I know you can make the argument, okay, well, God prescribed stoning of people in the Old Testament too, and
to more so instill fear.
Yeah, but and this would be instilling fear too, but
Godly
not
fear.
using the same exact process as Pharaoh did.
Right.
Because I could say crucifixion. Okay, we're ordering crucifixion, and if you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to be crucified. The Pharaoh doing this, okay? And then Allah, 7th century or 2,600 years later, in the Quran, coming out and saying, "We're going to crucify you." You can't, you really couldn't really make the correlation, right? But here you have not only crucifixion, but you also have having the hands and the feet cut off. Not only having the hands and the feet cut off, but having the hands and the feet cut off on opposite ends. That's where you just go, come on. You actually believe this garbage.
Oh, by the way, that's the camel pea surah or ayah. That's the hands and feet cut off on opposite ends. That's the ayah that was released after Muhammad gave camel pea and camel milk to cure something.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, where the poor guys where they stole the camels or something, and
they
cut their eyes out. Yeah, yes, and that's what we were covering a couple Sundays ago when we were talking about some of the barbarism, how barbaric Muhammad was in some of the ways that he treated people. I mean, torturing people like that, and but yet he's supposed to be the standard for all mankind.
Yeah, the mercy to all mankind. Where's this mercy at?
Well, it's definitely not on a cross.
We'll kill you, but if you become a Muslim, we won't kill you. What's that? That's a cult.
That's the mercy, right?
Oh, here's
you get the virgins, you get 4 wives, you get concubine slaves. Yeah, it's totally merciful.
Lust.
Yeah. If you're a male Muslim, prepubescent or pubescent Muslim male.
Karen's got a great point here. Thank you, Karen. I would like, what is his source? And that's what I was looking for today. I could not find the source and that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just I couldn't find it. It's just kind of like the source for saying that the Jews worship Ezra as the son of God. Somebody said my name.
The Jews hate that because they know that's a bold-faced lie.
Are we on E right now? Or
E?
He said Eric. I'm like
playing that game tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Edward.
Edward.
Anyway.
Okay, Frankie.
Okay, what were you saying? Go ahead.
When we get done with this game, Eric's not even going to know what his name is anymore.
I don't know. Watch the show again. I totally forgot what I said, but I guess I said it.
I think there's another problem here. Is it that this gentleman who who is at least posing as Kenny Bomber in the chat room, is
It's Bomer. It's
Bomer?
pronounced Kenny Bomer.
Bomer. Okay, Kenny
Okay,
Bomer.
thank you.
Is he doesn't understand the concept of historical research. He doesn't do any actual research to actually check up on things. He just makes suppositions, and this is a problem. I mean,
Very much.
you can't just make conjectures, and make claims without any evidence, and that's what Eric is really saying. You can't have an apple and then claim it's an orange and call yourself intelligent.
Well, wait a second. Hold on.
One time
Or
apples used to taste like oranges.
Yeah, or expect people to take you serious.
Well, I mean,
you know,
read that book that he put out and think that the man is intellectual. So,
hey, give Kenny credit where Kenny's due. At least he published 2 books. I haven't even written my first chapter yet. But anyway, Kenny Bomer's in the chat for real because I can't see the chat.
Well, he was.
He was.
I don't know if he.
All right. Well,
let me just say one thing about that, guys. I get what he does, what he says, yeah. But let's be cordial, and confront him with the facts. If he's going to make an assertion, just confront. Okay, what's your source?
Yeah, that's our show. Yeah.
If he's been dishonestly representing this, trying to make it a fact, well then. Dude, you can't just make up these lies and then say.
Well, I would like to ask him what Arabic words in the Quran in 9:5 says. What was that word? Let me look it up real quick.
Well, that's actually what I wanted to bring up. If you could bring up those tafsirs that you posted in the Facebook chat, because he is a scholar of tafsirs.
Yeah.
He took 2 classes at university. On the analytical something of the tafsirs. So we were hoping we could get the Imam to do an analytical study of these 2 tafsirs on Surah 9:5 and explain to us how he comes to the conclusion he does that the jihad described in Surah 9:5 and further part is in self-defense and is only to those that are attacking the Muslims. So if you could bring those up and we could read through them, or someone could read through them because I'm on my phone here. So I wouldn't be able to. If he's still in chat, I mean, I would even, I don't know, Eric, if you want to, it's your show, invite him in the room as long as he's willing to give us his scholarly, because he took the classes. We haven't taken the classes, so we don't know. We're noobs. We're the uneducated. Because he took the classes in the analytical something of the tafsirs at some university online. I don't know where. And he is a freshman PhD student, so we should.
Mishka.
Yeah, Mishka.
It used to be called Sharia University. I think they called it Sharia University before.
Oh, really?
I think I might be wrong. See, I can't. I don't know for sure.
Well, either way, Kenny, what did you say, Eric?
I would have to. Somebody go ahead and fact check me on that. Mishka, MIS.
Maybe Kenny.
Mishka University, and then put Sharia University and see if you get anything that comes up there. I don't.
Yeah, but if someone could bring up those 2 tafsirs on Surah 9:5 from Ibn Kathir and
well, I can bring it up. I'll look at it. I don't have.
Kenny said.
Fear.
Yeah, because Kenny said this is all self-defense. It's talking about honoring peace treaties and only attacking people that are attacking as Kenny said, break out a 9 for Surah 9. You know what I mean? Breaking into your home, things like that, or robbing you, or attacking your family, these sort of things. So I guess, well, according to, if that's true, then according to Kenny, the safest time to attack Muslims during the sacred months because they can't attack us. But we all know that during the sacred months, all kinds of uprisings and stuff.
Can I ask my question?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question to Kenny is, I'd like to know the Arabic word in that ayah in 9:5 where it says, if they break their treaty. Okay, because I looked it up and, I did a whole picture on it. and it's nowhere. But I'd like him to come on and show us where it says this in the Arabic. Okay, my son and my ex-husband speaks Arabic. Okay, and you know, come on.
Well, exactly. That brings up bringing up those tafsirs. Show us where it says if they break the treaties.
Right. Yeah. Ibn Abbas doesn't say it at all.
Yeah, can you bring up those, Eric, and someone could read them? Because I can't see because I'm on my phone. Like I said, it's very tiny.
Okay, here is this is Ibn Kathir.
Why don't you go to Ibn Abbas? Ibn Abbas is the Imam. Forget Kathir. Really, go to Ibn Abbas. He is the guy.
Killing me. Okay, hold
I know.
on a second.
I know, Smalls.
Ibn Shmibn Abdul. Okay, hold on. Abbas.
Ibn Abbas.
Yeah.
I can send you the link if you need to.
I got it here. Commentaries for 9.5 on X. Here is.
And you know, most Muslims are leaving Ibn Abbas. And he's the go-to man that Muhammad said, you want to, you know, if you have any questions about the Quran, go to Ibn Abbas.
Why do you think they're leaving him?
Because it's not saying the moderate, it's not, it can't conform to the modern nicey Qurans.
Because he knows who Muhammad is. Why would he do that?
Okay, here's what Ibn Abbas says. Then after the day of immolation, when the month of Muharram, whatever you pronounce it, slay the idolaters, whose treaty is for 50 days, wherever you find them, whether in the secret precinct, which is Mecca, the Hijaz, or outside of it, during the sacred months, or at any time, and take them captive, imprison them, and besiege them in their homes, and prepare them each ambush on every road they tread for trade. But if they repent from idolatry, so what is idolatry?
And come to Islam.
And believe in Allah and establish worship and acknowledge the 5 daily prayers, pay the poor due, acknowledge the payment of poor due, then leave them the free way if they wish. He forgives. Now, does it say it? You know what it doesn't say here? It doesn't say that you have to say that Muhammad is the prophet, though.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting. But what do you say about killing people? I don't care because I agree with you. Let's get to the killing people part.
Yeah. The word repentance, it's a twofold. It's no more security for anybody. We're going to come. We'll kill you unless you turn to Islam and pay us money. That's what that repentance means. It's you turn to Islam because there is no security outside of Islam. Well, and Kenny lied through his teeth.
Again, can't say Muslims are liars or that they lie because that presupposes they have the ability to tell the truth in this situation. I seriously think that it's taken away from them by God Himself. Okay, it's like the great prophet Isaiah when he says, "I can come to you with the truth, and I can say, this prophecy of this truth is like a scroll that's been sealed up." Okay, and we'll go to the person who can read, like Kenny, because he's a reader, not a repeater. He's not like his prophet, and say, "Read," and Kenny will say, "No, the truth is sealed up for me." And another prophet, and we'll go to someone who can't read. Like Muhammad. And Muhammad said, "Yeah, right, dude," and so on and so forth.
But hey, you know what that would make Kenny? That would make him a prophet, though, because it comes after the Muhammad. In was it 29:12? Is that chapter 12, verse 29? And the next one is where I can't. It's been sealed up. I can't understand it. So okay.
Right. Well, hold on. Let's get back to this. So again, repentance. Okay, in this context, it actually spells out what the repentance is. It is do the regular fast, do the regular prayers. All right. Basically pay the zakat. It doesn't say pay the jizya. Notice it doesn't say pay the jizya. Pay the zakat. Okay. So it is become a Muslim. But you are right, Eric. It doesn't say say Allah Akbar, Muhammad Rasulullah, whatever. Okay, that's very interesting. That's an interesting observation. But either way, nowhere does it say. Nowhere does the tafsir. And I would like to hear the Imam, the Imam do his analytical. I don't know.
Well, maybe he could do his own live stream on it because he's not coming on here.
Okay, can I answer that? The zakat was the tax for all the polytheists, but the jizya was for the Jews and the Christians because we're the people of the book.
Actually,
they're getting tax from both of us. Okay.
Actually, well, no, I don't mean to correct you, but no,
Yes, sir?
zakat. Okay, well, maybe at this point in stage in Islam, but later in Islam, zakat was not. I mean, sorry, jizya or zakat was not even offered to polytheists. They were just to be killed outright.
Really? Wow. Okay.
But again, they had to change the rules in India because they were losing a lot of money, and actually they had to change the rules several times. But one time they had to change the rules, okay, because they weren't getting enough money because they were just killing the polytheists, the and such. But then they allowed them to convert to Islam, so then they weren't collecting enough money because everybody was converting to Islam, so they had to put the kibosh on that, put the stop on that. Literally, because they weren't getting enough money.
Well, then they need to follow 9.5 because 9.5 says that they'll pay the jizya, right?
Well, no, 9.5. I don't think it says pay the jizya. I think it says.
Okay, look at it. Look at it.
Pull it up. So I could be wrong on that. Pull it up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay, I was actually reading 929. The
929 or 9.5.
I know that I was just reading the
established prayer. Give jizya 9.5. Give jizya. See, those are the polytheists. Those are the pagans. Then kill the polytheists wherever you find them. Unless they come to Islam and they pay the jizya.
Yeah, 929 is about us, I believe.
No, I was telling you, I was looking at the
testing.
commentary for 929. I was looking at the commentary
No sound.
for 929. I know I heard you, Connie. You're there. We can hear you. Okay. When the sacred months have passed, then after the day of immolation, when the month, let's see. We already went through this. 50 days on the road. They pay, okay, let's see. They pay, acknowledge the payment of the poor. It doesn't say anything about zakat. Can you hear me?
Zakat is 12.5% towards jihad.
Right, but it doesn't say zakat, though.
And this is 929 you're reading?
It doesn't say
Okay, did I log out? Yeah, it's
9.5.
jizya, but it's 9.5 for the jizya for the polytheists.
But
Jizya.
It says it says establish regular prayer. Establish regular fasting, everything that is to be a Muslim. Okay, so yeah, you can assume it's unless you're saying that pagans have regular prayers and regular fasting, which is acceptable in Islam.
No, they have to repent. See, they have to come to Islam and then pay.
So either way, they become full. So they can't just pay a jizya tax. No, the pagans have to convert. It's a converted guy for faith. Okay. If you read 29 deals with Christians, and it says they can pay the jizya. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. The one zakat is only for Muslims. Jizya is only for those who refuse to convert.
Exactly. Yeah. So either way, it doesn't say anywhere near what Kenny was saying. There's no break out the 9 for Sarah 9, dude. There's no you're home with your 9mm. But I thought Kenny only. But either way, there's no put a cap in your ass. If you're trying to break through the house. I mean, none of that stuff, Kenny. So Kenny, I would seriously like to hear the Imam. I mean, because no, I'm appealing to you, oh great Imam with his new classes in analytical tafsir. And I respect that. I'm saying this out of respect. Okay, you've done more than I have. You've taken 2 classes from Michigan University on analytical interpretation of the tafsirs. I think
yeah.
But it's analytical tafsir. That's all I know. Okay.
Yeah. See, that's the people of the book. See, we paid the jizya, and the other ones paid the zakat. So they're still getting money if they follow the
Hey, I'm not paying zakat. They're gonna have to kill me first. I'm sorry.
Quran. Well, history will be able to tell the same thing. Here comes the Muslims, like they did in Jerusalem, and we will truly defend ourselves. You know.
Well, anyway, so the Imam can't come on the show. If the Imam's still listening, I hope you do a show on this. And let me come on, like you said you would, but you didn't do. So, oh well, no big deal. But we can discuss it because I'm interested in your analytical interpretation of these tafsirs. Show me where it says in any tafsir, any of this. Now, I'm not saying break out of 9 and, for Surah 9. No, I'm joking on that. But show me anywhere where it's, self-defense, someone's breaking your home or someone's attacking you. Because it ain't there, brother. Well,
but it's got to be the essential tafsirs like Ibn Abbas is the main one. They want to go to the modern ones. They want to go to Yusuf Ali and look at his footnotes.
Well, okay. even Yusuf Ali doesn't say that it is self-defense.
Well, he doesn't say that in his translation, but in his footnotes, oh yeah, he sure does. So that's why you got to go to the essential. Echo.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, the essential ones, which is only Ibn Abbas.
Here's what I will accept, Kenny. Great Imam Kenny. Here's what I will accept. I will accept any of the classical tafsirs, okay, from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th century. I will even accept Madudi, because you like Madudi. I will accept Madudi. I will also accept, pretty much, that's it. I mean, these are the classical texts. You wouldn't want me going to explain Christianity going to, I don't know, let's say, some dude on TV. Well, I wouldn't accept that. But anyway, no, I would go to the church fathers, okay, to explain early church doctrine. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. Okay, but yeah, so that's it. Sorry to madden the show there on you, Philip. That was his real name. I'm sorry, not Philip. Paul. Yeah, sorry. No, we already got a Paul. Peter. Sorry, Peter. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, me too, Steve. Me too, Steve.
Okay.
You got it going today, man.
Can you guys
hear
me?
Let's. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I saw you had to reboot. What happened?
Yeah, my system froze. I was trying to run SnapCam. Oh, and by the way, 9.5 does not mention jizya.
Yeah, it's just you're paying the poor tax. Whether you could be, could be interpreted as zakat.
It does say zakat.
It's zakat.
Yeah, it does say zakat in the Arabic.
Yeah, that's a tax. That's the polytheists have to pay.
No, it's not the polytheist.
Yes, it is.
No,
jeez, I'm staring right at it, guys. I'm staring right at it.
You're not.
Right, listen.
You're not reading. You have to become Muslim first.
The polytheists are no longer polytheists if they repent, establish regular prayers.
Well, of course, yes. Okay. You got me on that one, buddy.
They're already Muslim.
You got me on that one. Okay, they were polytheists. I stand corrected.
Can we go to my next topic? Would that be all right?
Yes, please.
I give you my permission.
Okay. Now, this is actually, Connie, this is something that you had asked me to do. I don't know if it was this morning where say,
Apostasy.
Apostasy in the Sharia. Yeah. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through that. So let's go through Reliance of the Traveler, chapter 8.0. This is the jurisprudence manual for Sharia, for Islamic law. Yeah. This is where
Section O.
Yeah, this is where they come out and they say, okay, show me where Islamic law is. Islamic law is embedded within the Quran, the Hadith, the Sunnah Muhammad, and the Tasfir, and the Takrif, and all these other things. So you could go and you could make any law that you wanted to by just nitpicking around any verse that you want to. You don't have any standard. Well, the problem is that we do have a standard that we can now read. We can read Reliance of the Traveler. Reliance of the Traveler. I got the book right
The
here.
Sharia. Yeah, this is Sharia Islamic law.
Okay, so this says right here, I don't know if you can see it, it is a classic manual of Islamic sacred law.
Yep. Classic jurisprudence.
So,
Yeah, I got that book
going to
too.
do-
I've been digging in it like get out.
I know if you got nothing better to do, I mean, what I'm saying is it's a good idea to do it. It's just that you can. What's this here?
Well, that's what Islam is turning into. It's got its laws, and then that's it. As long as they find out what they can and cannot do, they try to walk the wire, tote the line.
Yeah, we're having Lloyd on next Sunday, and he's gonna go through parts of it that I had never seen. I've gone through this thing quite extensively, but not like that. He is
he's awesome.
He's really drilled down on a lot of this stuff, and I am looking forward to having him on. Okay, so let's look at what apostasy is. The first thing you have to do is you have to understand, what is apostasy? Apostasy, according to the Jurisprudence Manual, the Reliance of the Travel of Sacred Islamic Law. And oh, by the way, let me just make sure we understand this. This isn't just some schmuckatelli out in the middle of Zimbabwe writing this stuff down.
Right.
This stuff is endorsed by Al-Azhar University. Al-Azhar University, the most prestigious Islamic institution in all of Sunni Islam. Where is this? Let's see.
Bill, is it endorsed by Michigan University?
I did not see Mishka in there. I might have missed it. I
That's modern, watered down junk trying to lie to the. The only thing, Kenny, is they're lying to you, giving you a watered down Islam. You don't have Islam anymore, sir.
Which way am I going here? I'm going this way.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Okay, can you see that?
Yeah, that's the book. This is the book for Sharia.
It says Al-Azhar University there. Al-Azhar. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't matter. You can get it on a PDF on the internet. It wouldn't cost you anything. And this is on page 595, but if you get it on a PDF, it's on page 613. Just saying. Okay, let's go back to this right here. Okay, so apostasy from Islam. Now, what is this? It says leaving Islam is the ugliest form of unbelief. Kufr, and the word is the ugliest form and the worst. It may come about through sarcasm, as if someone is told, trim your nails. It is Sunnah. And he replies, I would not even do it if it were, as opposed to when some circumstances exist which exonerates him. This is where they get it.
Yes.
This is where they give all these analogies to try to explain something that is actually pretty simple. It's kind of like macaroni and cheese. I don't know. Let's go back to this. Trim your nails exonerates him from having committed apostasy, such as when his tongue runs away with him, or when he is quoting someone, or it says it out of fear. Okay, when a person who has reached these are the requirements here. You have to have reached puberty, and is sane, voluntarily apostatizes from Islam, he deserves to be killed. So here's one of the things that we often hear when people go out and commit these murders, and they're screaming Allah Akbar when they do it. What does civilian authorities normally say the person is?
A Muslim. No. These days, Asian. They're Asian.
No, they say they're insane. These people are insane. Nobody would scream some type of religious battle cry when they're killing another person. Nope. So they have to be insane. So here you have a provision to say, oh, well, he might be crazy. That's why we should just let him go, because he's crazy. Thank you, Andrew. Mentally ill. That's another word. Crazy. There we go. Crazy. Okay, so he's got to reach puberty, and he has to be sane. And let's see, in such a case, it is obligatory for the caliph or his representative to ask him to repent and return to Islam. So if you say, I am no longer a Muslim, I no longer believe Muhammad is a prophet of Allah, then you caliphs or his representatives say, are you sure about that? You want to recant about that? And if he does, it's accepted from him. But if he refuses, he's immediately killed. This is right here in the law, folks. If he refuses, he is immediately killed. Now, is there a way to highlight that? Can you guys see that? Am I?
Yeah, we see it. And also, can I take a note on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, our Mr. Kenny Bomer wants to. Kenny Bomer wants to go to. Well, in the court of logic and reason, there's no logic and reason when it comes to the Sharia, the Islamic law of classical jurisprudence. There's no court of logic and reason that Kenny always wants to throw out there. See, he's lying to the West, and he's not even in Islam. If he loves Islam, he should preach it on the housetop exactly the way it is, not instead of saying, "Well, let's go in the court of logic and reason." Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just sick of that.
Well, I hate to defend your mom, but yeah. So it depends. Well, for Kenny logic, he has his own logic. So for Kenny logic, it's perfectly reasonable. Like I remember when he was doing his whole "Ask Kenny Anything," and remember I was asking him a series of questions, and he was like agreeing with everything that ISIS agreed. I mean, he agreed with stoning adultery. He agreed with well, he actually said he would participate in stoning an adultery. He's got his reasons for that. I get that. But either way, stoning adulterers. He agreed with killing homosexuals. He agreed with killing apostates. Okay, but again, he defined it as they have to, be, committing. What do you call? No, this is the funny thing they do. So apostates, with killing apostates, they'll say, well, no, just like you have the death sentence for treason, this is the same thing. How is changing your religion treason? Okay, I would agree that yes, the Islamic State should kill traitors. Okay, but those are people that are actually in the act of committing treason. These are not people who just converted, left the religion and are professing Christ. That's a different thing. And then he went to some article by Dr. A.C. Brown. And he didn't even know, dude, I had just gotten that article that he got, because I'm part of academia, whatever.edu, and I had just gotten that article. And I was reading over it, and he quotes it. I'm like, dude, A.C. Brown agrees with me. Dr. Brown, Jonathan Brown agrees with me. And he reads it, and I'm like, dude, he agrees with me exactly. He's saying, Jonathan Brown is saying, you know what, we shouldn't go to these classical scholars that define, apostasy. Okay,
Yes.
it's really leaving their religion. Okay, instead we should define it as those that are committing treason against the state. So he's trying to actually make the argument that no, it should be changed. Okay, and it's just completely totally ridiculous. But anyway, point being is this:
who says that it can be that it should be changed? The imam?
Jonathan Brown. He's
okay.
at Harvard. No, he's an Orthodox Sunni. He don't play around. He's the one that says no. He actually quoted. It was funny. Kenny quoted Jonathan Brown in his debate. Well, his discussion with me, and I told him you do not want to go to Jonathan Brown. Okay, with this, he actually has it in his book that has not been released yet. You might be an Islamophobe probably because he realized the chapter that he totally read on the Age of ISIS totally garbage, and he needs to reinvestigate that. But then he brought up Jonathan Brown, and David Wood's like, yeah, Jonathan Brown actually says in no uncertain terms, the age of Aisha was 9 when she had sex, and there was no reason for Muslims to sit there and say that she wasn't 9. As a matter of fact, Jonathan Brown says, I've read the commentaries, later commentaries, and I find no historical reasons why they would say that. We just need to accept that she was 9, and that's it. Okay, if the prophet did it, the prophet did it. No big deal. Okay, move on. But anyway, point being is this: Kenny, like I said, Kenny has his own Kenny song. Maybe he learned it at Michigan University. He's got the analytical tafsir of the Quran. Okay, he's taken the 2 classes. Okay, but I'm just saying, to Kenny, if he's still listening, dude, I will support you. I will do a GoFundMe. We will raise money because I like your version of Islam better than the normal version of Islam, which is the historical version of Islam. So you need to get out there. We need to support him. We need to promote him. We need to sit there and say he is following the true Islam, and get him out there. Get him to Pakistan. Get him to Afghanistan. Get him to and go there and do the jihad for Allah, not with a sword, but just with his intellectual capacity. Just
well, this would be that wouldn't be jihad. That would be ridda.
Well, whatever. I don't whatever. I don't care. Well, no, there's going to be jihad being done. I'm just saying. But no, Kenny, come on, take the jihad ridda challenge, whatever you want to call it. We can raise money. We can get you there, dude. We can raise the money, get you in Pakistan, get you in Afghanistan, get you in Saudi Arabia, get you in wherever. Okay. Well, Afghanistan, Egypt. If you want to go. We can get you there. We can support your mission, okay, to teach these wayward Muslims, because, dude, this is their eternal soul. They are preaching the wrong Islam, dude. You need to tell them the right, true Islam, the Kenny Islam, the Kenny way, okay?
Yeah, rehabilitate them.
Exactly. I am 100%. Lives are on, not just lives are on the line here, but souls, the souls of Muslims who are being misled by these corrupt imams that have been teaching this form of Islam for 14 years. But hey, you can correct that, Kenny, and I'm all for it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Hey, you can take what's his name too, Doyle. Take him with you, because that's important too. I'm just saying. Hey, okay. I'm sorry to madden the show, but go ahead, continue on.
Okay, Dr. Kufar Phobia Karen Thompson is not a Muslim. She's a very devout Christian lady. We've had her on the show before, as a matter of fact. We need to have her back on again. She did ask me to come back on not too long ago, and I completely blew you off, Karen. Let me make a note of that and go back and look for your email. I didn't blow you off. I forgot. And that's one of the things when you get older, you start to forget things. I forgot. Here we go again. I forgot one slide on my Allah crucifixion thingy. Pharaoh and Allah thing. Okay. Let me put this up here. Okay. It deals with, did crucifixion exist in the 7th century? Okay. So here we have the same punishment being delivered by both of these guys. Allah, of course, did not have access to the internet, and he could not have looked this up here. It says crucifixion was invented and used by other people groups, but it was perfected. Are you
saying the internet has more information than God, than their concept of God?
Well, it has a lot of more information in it than the Quran does. That's for sure. But it says right here, the earliest historical record.
Islam invented the internet. Muslims invented the internet. Come on.
The earliest historical record for crucifixion dates to 519 BC. Moses lived around 1500 BC. Your Allah and Pharaoh are 1,000 years off on the development of the process of crucifixion, according to recorded human history. Now, if there's something out there, I'd be willing to look at it, but it's not there. And look at here. Crucifixion is meant to inflict the maximum amount of shame and torture upon the victim. Yeah. Chapter 9, verse 33, the Allah of the Quran is looking to inflict the maximum amount of shame and torture upon its victims. Now, one more thing here. Crucifixion is an important method of capital punishment among the Persians, Seleucids, the Carthaginians. Golly, come on, Romans. Carthaginians. There we go. All right. From about the 6th century to the 4th century. Now, this is from that source that the Imam likes to cite from Britannica.
I didn't realize it was that early.
Yeah. I
thought it was the Romans.
Well, the Romans used it. They picked up on it from the Persians. Look right here. The Persians are the first ones to use this.
Wow.
Area. Yeah.
Persians, then the Greeks happened, and then the Romans perfected it to a science.
Yeah. That was.
Yes.
Boom,
all
boom.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I really got that timing wrong.
Oh, here we are. Andrew's got a great
But we can't expect him to get
observation
something right, though.
Yes, sir.
Andrew hit the nail on the head there, I think. He says that the Pharaoh in the Quran is the same leader of Muhammad's tribe. The same guy, one of the same. And we get it from this one of the same source. And this has been my contention all along. This is a contrivance. If Muhammad, and here's the thing where we start, Robert Spencer in his updated book, Did Muhammad Exist? He even has me second guessing historical sources on this. And I'm not going to sit here and say I wholly endorse that idea, but you would think if somebody as important as that did exist, there would be an exponential amount more evidence supporting that. But that's just me comparing and contrasting to other critically important figures from histoire.
Well, Alpha D and Jay Smith, they studied this, and Jay Smith is a historian. And he does say that there's a Muhammad, but in Persia, I believe. So it's way north than Mecca. And Mecca wasn't even on the map.
Well, he's saying that he was the historical development. This is true. And he's saying that the name is derived from the praised one, which is not a name, it is a title. Again,
but way up north.
That's actually what Usama says. It's
and in Persia,
it's not a name; it's a title.
Yeah. When you're going Hamid, but there is a Mohammed in the north that Jay Smith is talking about. Yeah, so and all their documents, all they're getting is from the 8th and 9th century. He's like, no. I want it from the 7th century where Muhammad was. So if Mecca didn't even exist in the in the 7th century, then all those wars never happened, never occurred. None of them.
They're later fabrication development.
Yes, they're fabrication.
I agree.
They're fabrications.
Yes, sir. Kenny,
and you have to
please study.
And you have to come to the conclusion that the first 4 caliphs may not have been
existed. Yeah, and that's what Jay Smith wants too. Is show me any documents where Uthman or Umar is written, any of them. And then Uthman's 5 Qurans that he sent mainly up north. He just wants one copy, and he's still waiting for like 30 years now.
Okay, look at people in the chat are starting to hit the nail on the head. We're coming to know all of this stuff recently. This is just recent developments because people have assumed for centuries that Mecca did exist. They just took it for granted. But when we start actually drilling down on non-Islamic sources, what they had to say about it, there's nothing there. There's nothing in the map. There's nothing in the literatures. And more importantly, there's no archaeological support for this. And this is the point that I've made several times. When you look at Mecca today and they're building all those high-rise apartments, these huge buildings all around the Kaaba, you have to have a deep, deep foundation for these things, meaning that you have to dig in the dirt.
Yeah, the foundation is incredible. I mean, was it like a third of your height?
I'm not sure what the ratio is, but I do know that you have to go down quite a ways in order to build a structure that high in the sky. And you would, without a doubt that if they had found any archaeological evidence supporting the existence of Mecca prior to the 7th century, they would have paraded that out in front of the entire world for everybody to see. The problem is they ain't found diddly squat. And the reason why they haven't found diddly squat is because it wasn't there.
Right.
And you're exactly right, Connie. They're pouring concrete over the entire thing. So what? We were supposed to look for archaeological evidence before we did all this? Sorry.
Yeah, and look at Israel. They dig in their little area that they're allowed to, and they're pulling up so much awesome history that just proves the Bible hands down.
Yeah, every time you turn around,
you would think that they would want to do that in their own
It seems like
country.
every week they're pulling out something, or
Yes, sir.
every month there's something new. I'm always amazed by the amount of stuff
Yes.
they find.
Yeah.
Well, we did a show on that where where we have all civilizations go back and they look for archaeological evidence for their existence, or their the Chinese do it. We find Aztec stuff. We find Inca stuff. You go back in all civilizations. People down in Peru are looking for it. People in Mexico are looking for the antiquity of their civilizations. They're looking for that. Why is it you have this one group that they have no interest in any of that? Why?
Because
and anytime that they do have it, they cut the heads off of the statues and pulverize them into dust. You look at what they did to the tomb. When I was in Mosul in 2003, it's in Mosul, Iraq. This is Nineveh. Okay, they have a tomb there to Jonah. Now I didn't. The tomb was like a tomb / mosque. Okay, so we couldn't go in it. But I'd actually seen they have this tomb to Jonah there in Nineveh. Well, ISIS, after I don't know what year they went in there, but they went in there and they destroyed all of the statues that were in that tomb. Any type of, and this is the thing with symbolism, or not symbolism, what's the word I'm at? Iconic, icons or whatever. Yeah, you can't have that. I get that. But
Pictures, statues.
They destroyed everything. So I could see where, there might not be anything in Mecca because they might have destroyed it, but I would venture against that because of the artwork that we have that comes later, and that's an entirely different story that we could talk about some other time.
May I add something?
Yeah, go ahead. What?
Okay, Israel walked around the mountain for 40 years because of the ants, right? And what is Mecca doing? They're walking around that Kaaba. What they're actually doing spiritually is showing that they're in rebellion to God, because they're doing the circles just like Israel
same
did.
thing they claim the polytheists did in their history books.
Yes. But they're actually copying the Jews. I mean, you can't tell me that way back when nobody knew that the Jews were walking around that mountain for 40 years. So what the pagans did is they did the same thing because they didn't know. They were far distance, but they probably heard it. Hey, they're walking around this mountain. So then they decided, okay, well, we need to do this. We need to walk around. But they didn't know that Israel did that because of their rebellion to God. So actually, Kenny, you walking around, or Muslims walking around that Kaaba, is actually spiritually showing that you're in rebellion to the God, the true God, not Allah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Some great comments by Andrew and Rob in the chat. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's drop back over to the Sharia and apostasy. Okay, so if he refuses, and if he's in front of the caliph. Now, this is the important part to understand. This is if you have a caliph. We don't have a caliph today. We haven't had a caliph for over a century. Was the
or his
Ottoman
representative?
Well, was the Ottoman empires? Did they have a caliph?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
I don't think so.
In 1915. The last caliph left.
Okay, then maybe so. So then maybe so.
No. The last caliph was Sheikh was Caliph Abu Baghdadi for the Islamic State. No, you cannot deny that. They met all the criteria. You met all the criteria to be the caliph. The last caliph before that left in 1915, and the last caliph left in 2018 when the greatest president in the world, President Trump, kind of droned him. No, actually, he didn't drone him. He sent him the SEALs and Army Rangers and Special Forces to take him out. But either way, that was the last caliph. You have to be clear on that. Just saying.
Okay, and then notice it says A in 08.2. It says A or his representative. So all those judges, all those Sharia court judges, are being a representative of a caliph. That's why they can
But
They
you
can,
have to have a caliph, though. I mean, you can't. You have to have a
or
caliph in order to have a representative, though.
okay, then if there's no caliphs, then they're not killing any apostates then.
That's
But they
true.
are,
According
right,
to
but they
this.
are because they're reading this, Kevin, that A part, or his representative, okay, Steve, or their representative. And so they're going, okay, well, that's us then, because we represent this. We're carrying out the law of Muhammad. Yeah.
I could see where you're going with that and how you could get there and how
Well,
you
if
could
there's no
justify
caliphs,
that.
then they're killing without outside of law,
Okay,
outside of
all right.
Islam.
All right,
Right.
I'm just giving you the watered down version of a rescuing device for Islam right here, saying, well, if there's no caliph, because I've heard this argument saying, well, there's no caliph today, so
Or
we
his
can't enforce.
representative.
We cannot enforce his law.
Or
Now,
his
if you want
representative.
to
See,
get
we'll have
down
to
to it,
ask Lloyd. Lloyd will say, "Oh yeah, it's those judges. They're acting as the representative of a caliph."
Okay. Well,
Okay.
make sure bring that up on Sunday. Write that down and bring that up on Sunday when he comes
Oh yeah,
in.
this
I
is
like
my
to
main book here these days.
I would like to
Yeah.
see what he has to say about that.
Yeah, me
Okay,
too.
so
Yeah.
let's go to
Because they are killing.
8.3.
They are carrying out those laws. So who is carrying out the laws then? If there's no representative. If there's no representative.
Okay, so look who can kill him here. If he's a free man, no one besides the caliph or his representative may kill him. However, if someone else kills him, the killer is disciplined. And he's not disciplined for killing him. He's disciplined for arrogating the caliph's prerogative and encroaching upon his rights, as this is one of his duties. Okay, so you're not going to be disciplined for killing the guy or gal who apostatizes. You're going to be disciplined for encroaching upon the caliph's responsibilities. Because when we look at 8.4, look at what it says right down here. 8.4, there is no indemnity for killing an apostate or any expiation, since it's killing someone who deserves to die. Now, what does it mean for indemnity? Indemnity means is that there's no
Repercussion.
punishment. Right. There's no punishment for doing that. So
Right.
let's say the caliph does not exist, and you don't have a representative of him existing. And gosh, I hate giving these analogies, but let's say I'm a Muslim guy, and one of my wives says, Eric, Kevin, Michael, Joe, whatever your name is, I really don't think I'm a Muslim anymore. I don't think Muhammad was a prophet. And then I would just say, it's my duty to ask you to recant of that. And she says, no, I don't think I am. Muhammad wasn't a prophet. So she apostatizes. That means that I can turn around and kill her. Why? Because there's no indemnity of someone who kills somebody who is an apostate. Now, there's all kinds of other things that go along with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because they deserve to die. It says it right there. They deserve.
That's it exactly.
Say that. They deserve to die.
It doesn't take a caliph. The law, Sharia is backed up for the purposes of murder in the law about retaliation of murder.
I'm going to highlight that because they just. Oh, come on! Since it is killing someone who deserves to die.
Right.
Yeah, it's just sick.
Well, that's
you deserve to die because you apostatized. Really? Okay.
May I?
Go ahead.
It's 02 point. Sorry, it's 01 point. Oh, it's it says where is it? A Jewish or Christian subject of the Islamic State for killing an apostate from Islam because the subject of the state is under protection, while killing an apostate from Islam is without consequences. That says something. I mean, it's right there. I mean, you can kill. That's the law about retaliation.
Yes. Okay. Uthman Farik, he's got an old video that he quotes from the New Testament where it says about certain people that they deserve death. He's like, well, why don't y'all carry it out? It says it right there, but he doesn't read the rest. Then it talks about mercy and grace and coming to Christ. You know, he's expecting Christians to start killing people. It's like, whoa, we're not an Islamic cult here. You know, Christ came to save us, not for us to start killing everybody.
Look what it says right here
Thank you.
in 8.6. It says if the spouse in a consummated marriage apostatizes from Islam, they have to wait the waiting period, okay? If the spouse returns to Islam before the waiting period ends, the marriage is not annulled, but is considered to have continued the whole time. Now, it tells you to jump over to M 7.4. So when you jump over to 7.4, it says, or a woman with one parent who is Jewish or Christian while the other is Zoroastrian. 5 says it is not lawful or valid for a Muslim man to be married to any woman who is not either a Muslim, Christian, or a Jew, nor is it lawful or valid for a Muslim married to be married to anyone besides a Muslim. So here, what you have going on here is you're having, if your wife apostatizes from Islam, let's say she becomes an atheist, then your marriage is annulled. You no longer, you're divorced. You cannot be married to this woman. She has to be either Jew or a Christian. But let's say she becomes a Buddhist or a Hindu. What do you do then? Well, the marriage is annulled. Why? Because the woman must either be a Muslim, Christian, or Jew. So this is, I mean, this apostasy thing, you know, when we start discussing the reach of it and its application and implications today, it is, I mean, it's crazy. But but when we talk about it, listen, this is the greatest part about it, is when we talk about it, when we bring this up and we show them in their writing, we show them in their own books that you can be killed for leaving Islam, you're the hater. You're the bigot.
Yeah, we're the Islamophobes. When we're not afraid of Islam.
Islamic sources, you get called a hater, and that's quite a statement. So
and
if
Islamophobe,
you're being scholarly, discussing Islam, all of a sudden you're a hater, because the guy who wants to pretend and create his own imaginary land doesn't use Islamic sources. That's quite a statement of truth.
Well, they want to deceive the West, so people will just start coming to Islam. That's what they do in their dawah tables. Okay, we're going to talk about science. We're going to talk about this, how great Islam is, how beautiful it is. You know, when we sit here and showing references, you know, we don't hate anybody. We're just showing this filth, you know, so that their conscience will go, whoa, this is not good. We don't want to kill anybody.
You know, it's just like the two-tiered justice system that exists in our country today. I'm not going there. Okay. All right. So do we still want to, I mean, what else do you want to talk about?
Go to the next one. Go to 8.7.
Okay.
That's the one we talked about yesterday. So at least read it.
Okay. So this is acts that entail leaving Islam. These are things that entail becoming an apostate. So if you do any of these things, you are considered an apostate.
Are you showing us?
What?
Let's show them. Can you go back to it? And
you can't see it?
No, sir. No, sir. We're seeing your.
Why not? Because I haven't changed my screen. Yeah, because I'm an idiot. Sorry. All right, I got this. I'm a professional. Not. Okay. Among the things that entail apostasy from Islam, may Allah protect us from them, are prostrating to an idol. The Kaaba is not an idol. That rock is not an idol.
Those rocks.
That's not an idol.
Those little pebbles that are part of a rock.
Yeah, and the Yemeni corner, that's a big O stone rock.
Now,
they got like 9 of them. Or 10.
Sarcastically, okay, like idol, okay, who cares? All right, to intend to commit unbelief, even if in the future, and like this intention is hesitating whether to do or not, one thereby immediately commits unbelief. What the heck is this? Is this like saying that, well, I'm going to take my shahada Tuesday, and you're like wimpy on Popeyes, and I'll you buy a burger on Tuesday, and I'll pay you back on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, you don't take your shahada. Is that what that's saying? Or am I wrong on this?
No, you're right.
To intend to commit unbelief. Who knows? Okay.
Even if in the future.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, number 3, to speak words that imply unbelief, such as Allah. Oh, look at that one. Allah is a
Ooh,
third of 3.
is the
Woohoo!
third of 3. Yeah.
Now, what is that? What does that mean? Pray
Who knows?
tell. Where would they get that one? A third of 3. You wouldn't be thinking that. Okay, if you're a Christian, would
Which they
you?
don't understand.
Maybe that he had no idea what the triunity of God is, or I am Allah, unless one's tongue has run away with. Now, if somebody says I am Allah, they are probably insane, so you can't punish them. Let's see here. One is quoting another. Friends, Allah Most High is spiritually intoxicated state of total oblivion. All right, whatever. All right, number 4, to revile Allah.
Shirk and his messenger.
What? No, wait, whoa. Apostasy is to revile Allah.
Or his messenger. Yeah.
What? You mean Muhammad is included in this formula here? This wouldn't be a
Isn't that shirk?
Shirk, exactly. This
Yeah,
wouldn't be
but it's also making Muhammad like Allah.
And then look what it says
They're on the
after that.
same footing.
May Allah give him
that makes him a partner.
peace.
Well,
That's
that means
crazy.
his messenger, Allah bless him and give him peace, meaning Muhammad.
We're not polytheists. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
this is polytheism
Well,
That's
maybe
that's
this
crazy.
is their concept
and
of-
idolatry.
But I wouldn't say Trinity.
Now,
What
why
do you
would
call
you
it?
ha-
Identity?
Why would you say? I mean, okay, to revile Allah. Okay, so I want to know what the word revile means. The reason why I say that is because if you were to provide a critique of the life of Muhammad, and you would start bringing up some of the things that this guy did during his life, would that be considered revilement? Would you be besmirching this guy's character? So if I
That's
was
what
to
they're
read,
trying to do with that lady in India.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. When
Yeah.
you just read from their trusted, from their sources, when you just read from their sources, that could be construed as revilement. Now,
Reviling.
now this is what I've learned. When you are of the Islamic faith and you do this and you read those sources, no big deal. But you get the kuffar to do it. Now that's something that's completely different.
That's
Is something that needs to be
forbidden.
punished.
That's because it's actually forbidden for non-Muslims to read Islamic sources. I mean, that's
Who
part
says
of.
that?
You can find that
Allah
in the
doesn't say that.
treaty of.
Allah doesn't say that. You know what?
The
5:14. Allah
Umar
says,
Treaty.
"I even sent you the
Hold on,
Jews
let him
and
answer it,
Christians
Connie.
this
Connie,
book." Oh, I'm sorry.
let
I'm
him
sorry.
answer it.
I didn't hear him. I'm sorry. My bad.
I think that's an
Yes, sir.
Umar's treaty.
What that? Forget that. I mean,
But
I'm going Quran.
I'm just the
Yeah,
goal,
that's bull. That's just junk.
that's part of their quote justification. I don't hear any music, so I don't know where anybody else is
know.
hearing.
That's Karen. I just maybe Karen.
Karen, you must be listening to music in the background.
Those voices in the head. I get it. You know.
Yeah, Andrew Martin recognized it. Yeah, it is in the Treaty of Umar. Yeah.
Yeah. See, if Christians can't read the Quran, 5:14, read it. I believe it's 5:14. Christians and Jews, Allah sent down you this book. Okay, so we're supposed to be reading it, and then it says, "Judge by the gospel this Quran." So we're supposed to take our gospel and judge the Quran. Okay, so Allah is telling us Jews and Christians that we have been sent down this Quran. So see, unless they want to go against Allah's word.
Okay.
I did a whole meme on that 5 years ago.
Karen hits it on the head here. It's just commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. This is what Lloyd was talking about in his exchange with I think it was with Jay Smith when they were talking about how important it is forbidding the right, or no, commanding the right and forbidding the wrong. Sorry, I'm getting backwards. Okay, let's see here. What number are we on? 5. Number 5 says, to deny the existence of Allah, his beginningness or beginningless eternality. Okay, so he has no beginning, no end. His endless eternality, or to deny any of his attributes which the consensus of Muslims ascribe to him. Okay, so when we look at what the consensus of Muslims ascribe to him. So if I'm a Muslim and I say, well, I don't think Allah has two shins, am I going to be in trouble? I mean, is that apostasy to say something like that? Is that kind of crazy to do? I don't know. Or that's attributes, not, well, physical attributes. That would be a physical attribute, I guess. Uh-oh. We're in trouble here. Big trouble here. Number 6, to be sarcastic about Allah's name, his command, his interdiction, his promise, or his threat. Can you guys hear me?
Are you saying if
Okay.
I think Allah is a little tiny God you can put in a box and take him out and put him back again, that I would be guilty?
Yeah, I guess so. That's okay. Here's a good one. To deny any verse of the Quran or anything by which scholarly consensus belongs to it, and to add a verse that does not belong to it. So if we go back and we look at those verses according to Hadith that are not there in the
I think this
Quran,
again is I would have to actually have had originally some faith, but this is the thing that gets me about these statements. They use these statements about apostasy, and they turn them into claims of blasphemy.
well, here's a good one, Paul. Listen to this one. The Quran teaches that Alexander the Great rode so far west that he saw the sun sitting in a muddy pool of water. If you deny that, then you're apostate according to that. Because
So if you
that
believe
is a verse.
you have to, and you sit
No,
there and
no.
endorse that. How could you ever get a position as a scientist?
Teach at Crayola Tech, maybe. I don't know, but we don't care because this is the word of Allah. I mean, if you were denying this, or for 157 that Jesus was never crucified, who in the heck says that? Well, for 157, to deny that is to also deny history. So, or to embrace that, to believe that, is to deny history. So which side of the house you want to come down on here? This is very problematic. Let's go to number 8. To mockingly say, I don't know what faith is. Now, I don't even know what that means.
I think this is just another way to say, if you think they did something wrong, get them.
Okay, sure. Okay. Number 9, to reply. What the heck? Oh, we got both of them popping in. All right. To reply to someone who says there is no power or strength save through Allah, you're saying there's no power or strength, etc., won't save you from hunger. What is that? Where do they come up with these things? Who says such things? Number 10. For a tyrant, after an oppressed person says, this is through the decree of Allah, to reply, I act without the decree of Allah.
What they're saying is Allah has no strength. I think these last two pieces are Allah is powerless. It doesn't matter what he wants. I mean, if you read the Quran, Allah says he directs those who he wants to direct. And everybody else, he doesn't care about you. So, yeah, if Allah, this is kind of funny because in some ways it contradicts the Quran.
Okay, number 11. To say that a Muslim is an unbeliever, a kafir, in words that are interpreted as merely meaning he is an ingrate towards Allah for divinely giving blessings. What? okay, so if you say somebody is a kafir, you hear these guys when they get going after each other. Because I remember watching this thing that between what was that guy, Nadir Ahmed and some other clown. I mean, they were calling each other everything except for Christian, for crying out loud. And they're, you're a kafir, he's a kafir, you're a kufar, you're a apostate, da da da. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Each other are Jews.
What's that?
The worst thing, they yell at each other and they call each other Jews, and that's when they really start to fight.
Well, Kenny was calling that other guy that was telling him the Arabic words. When Kenny says, you weren't there, he finally said, you might as well on Sunday go sit at the pew because you're speaking more like a Christian. Because he's saying in the Arabic, it says Jesus died. Ibn Abbas says it in the Arabic, and then Jalalain says all the messengers passed away. I know. Spencer here doesn't like that verse, but it's there.
We can talk about it later. Okay, so let's see here. When someone asks to be taught the testification of faith, the words La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah, there is no and a Muslim refuses to teach him it. So if I'm a Muslim and I refuse to teach you how to say the Shahada, I'm an apostate. But what if you don't have time? What do you say? Look, I really got to go. You have a hard time comprehending foreign languages. Can't you just say it in English? I don't know about that. How many is there, for crying out loud? We got like 20-some. What is this? We don't have time for this. To describe a Muslim or someone who wants to become a Muslim in terms of unbelief.
Are you showing us?
No. Why not? Because I suck. Sorry, let me get back here. All right. To describe someone, describe Muslim as someone who wants to become a Muslim in terms of unbelief. To deny the obligatory character of something which by the consensus of Muslims is part of Islam, when it is well known, such as like the prayer or even one of the... Okay.
You can have some real fun. Okay, so show us someplace, any place in Islamic scripture, the Shahada.
Yeah, it'd be donde es? No está aquí. No sabe, no sé. Yeah, you can say it in any language you want to. It ain't there. Okay, to hold that any of
250 years later.
Okay, to hold that any of Allah's messengers or prophets are liars or deny their being sent. That's interesting.
So that's a statement that the Bible calls Allah a liar. So it condemns all followers of Islam, basically. That's funny.
Well, don't they say, we hear it all the time, the scripture has been corrupted. Paul, let's see, to hold that any of Allah's messengers or prophets are liars, or to deny their being sent. So would that apply to Paul?
Paul was sent. What is it? 6. What is it? What chapter is that? Yeah, the
Bullets.
3rd. And it doesn't say it. It doesn't say it in the Quran, but Ibn Kathir names him.
Well, they mentioned it's mentioned in the Hadith. He's mentioned in
the life of Muhammad.
Sirah, right? Ibn Ishaq in the Sirah of Muhammad, the biography. So we
ought to show that. Do you have a picture? Do you have a PDF on that?
That's kind of. I've never been able to look stuff up easily on that.
It's in the.
Oh yeah, you just put the word Paul in there, and it's there.
Hold on. There's my pig.
Yeah, and John wrote the gospel. Allah sent down the gospel for John to give to the disciples. I mean, it's there, and they just want to deny it.
It's on page 653 of the Sirah of Muhammad. 653.
Okay.
It says, "Those whom Jesus, son of Mary, sent." Both disciples and those came after him in the land were Peter, the disciples, and Paul with him.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. There you go.
So,
Kenny.
but no, hold on. It says in the next line in parentheses though. Here's the thing. This is in parentheses. This isn't part of the original. In parentheses, it says Paul belonged to the followers who was not a disciple.
So they had to distort it. Which is
Well,
fine.
that doesn't make any sense. If he's following Peter, then Peter is making him a disciple, because that's what Jesus says: "Go ye into all the world and make disciples,"
Well, Peter mentions Paul,
etc., etc. Yes, he does. I gave him the
Second-
right hand of fellowship.
Well, he says it in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 14 or 15. It says
Speaks
Paul's
about
writing.
Paul. Hmm.
Yeah, he said, somebody.
They're hard to understand, those who wrestle against the other scriptures.
Yeah, Corinthians. Nope. After Corinthians, there's Timothy. Hebrews. Have you seen that video? That video is hilarious. Peel, where he's a substitute teacher, and he gets in there and butchers everybody's names. He said he goes through this roster. He's like, okay, where can I find Jay Quellen? Her name's Jacqueline. She's mispronounced. Balaki. Who are some of the other ones? Balaki. There's no Balaki in here. That's Blake. Oh, blank. Get it. And then where can I find Timothy? Anyway, okay. So Peter is after Timothy, chapter 3, and in verse, holy cow, I can't read. I'm getting old. So when, dear friends, as you look forward,
Look up the word rest.
I know, but no, don't forget this one, dear. 1,000 lords does not show us slack. Instead, okay, will come. Everything is done. Since everything will be destroyed in the way, the kind of the people, you ought to live holy lives as you look forward to that destruction of the heavens of fire, elements melt, burnt, keeping promises. So, dear friends, since you are looking forward to this, make every effort blameless. Bear in mind the Lord's patience means salvation, just as our dear brother Paul also wrote you with the wisdom of God gave him. And that's 2 Peter 3, verse 15. I know it was around there someplace. All right, where are we? Okay. Oh boy, we're all in trouble here. We are right. We are DED dead right here. We are to be killed to revile the religion of Islam, apostasy. Yepper.
Okay, so revile. So if that means that you don't represent it, right? If you're not representing it correctly.
Let me look here.
I mean, would that kind of fall in? Okay, well then if you're lying about it, wouldn't you be criticizing it? You're critiquing it in the false way.
Okay, revile. Here's the definition. It says criticize in abusive or angrily insulting manner. So if I was to say that, let's just say that you're crazy if you think Muhammad is a prophet when and I'm criticizing Muhammad too, so I'm reviling Muhammad. I'm in trouble two times here. If you believe that he was a prophet and he was 54 years old when he bedded Aisha and she was pubescent 9-year-old girl, then that would be considered, I would say, reviling Islam. I don't know. To say that Mecca did not exist in the 7th century, that would be reviling Islam because Islam believes these things. So.
Well, then it doesn't leave any room, to test if it's true or false. Just throw your brain out.
Of course not. You're dead.
And you're right, and just take it for face value. No, you're not supposed to do that, because even Allah says to use the gospel to judge the Quran.
But therein lies the problem, right?
Therein lies the problem.
So they just deny the gospel. It's that simple.
And that's why they say it's been corrupt, right? Because no, you can't do that. So then Allah's word isn't eternal then. Because if this is supposed to be, if the Quran's supposed to be eternal, then that word is for today. It's telling the people of the book, meaning we have a book, to take your book now and judge the Quran. And that's what we've been doing for 1,400 years.
Connie, quit being so logical. You're going to confuse people.
Oh, this is
Right.
beyond
Enough with the
logic. This is beyond logic. This is facts.
Okay, look at number 19. To be sarcastic about any ruling of sacred law, meaning to be sarcastic
Oh, well,
about
of
relying for the
course.
premise. So
Well, of course, throw your brain out.
Yeah, we're
This
dead.
stuff just
We're dead.
ticks me out, man. This just ticks me off. You know.
Well, wait. What's the name? What's the name? Doesn't have any problems with this, but he says that we will cause people to be killed if you publish a picture of a camel. And if you, yeah, okay, whatever.
They're baby
Okay.
talk. Don't show that picture. It hurts my feelings. You know,
I
get
know,
a backbone.
Good luck with that one. Okay, to deny that Allah intended the prophet's message to be the religion followed by the entire world. Only if he
Oh,
is.
wow. I'm going to write a religion and put these same laws in there and see how Islam likes it now.
Now look at this one. Look at this last thing here. There are others. Look at this last one. The subject is nearly limitless. So here, we might not have wrote it down here, but if we think that you are an apostate, you're so dead. Yeah. So again, this is kind of like the word corruption. What is corruption now? What does it mean to commit corruption in the land? Well, it's whatever I says it is. So I can kill you for it. Well, cut off your hands and feet at opposite sides, or crucify you, one of the two.
Yeah, that is really the final end. I mean, so many Muslims are getting killed by their own Islamic government. You know, it's not even funny, and it's so sad. You know, that they say one word wrong, or they think they say something wrong, and now they can just accuse them falsely. If they don't like them, they'll just accuse them. Oh, they denied Muhammad. And then the other ones are jumping, and they have, you know, there's not even any proof of it. They're just like, unfortunately, it just reminds me of a pack of dogs just wanting to just bite and kill each other.
Than a follower of Islam from being killed by Islam. No one is in more danger. I mean, that's what it comes down to, because Islam is willing to kill. It eats its own.
Yes.
It has no problem with murdering their own children. Has no problem. I mean, and again, these are things in Sharia. It has no problem with having sex with children. In fact, it's actually in Sharia. I mean, they actually have baths, the ghusl. If even, you know, and it records, well, you know, if it's, you know, the girl doesn't have to do it if she hasn't had her menses yet. For the first time in her life. It's like, you know, that's the stuff that you sit there and you go, yeah, I mean, this is, no one suffers more than the followers of Islam. And that's number one reason I think why a lot of us do this show. You know, people, wake up. If you're listening and you're a follower of Islam, leave it, find Jesus, and then find out what the, you know, I would say, look for the meaning of the word Messiah. You won't find it in Islam.
All right. Speaking of which, let's play a clip from a live stream that was made on the 23rd of June, 2022 on a channel called Examine the Word. And I've downloaded these. Paul, did you download that 3-hour video that this guy did, where he had Beholder Guard on there and had Danny Davis on there?
I think I'm blocked from the whole channel, but because I can't see anything now.
Okay, because I couldn't.
Did you download it? Because it seems to be disappeared, so he deleted it.
Well, that was
not showing
it. I've gone in and I've
blocked right now because I've asked other people they can see it. Eric and I think, are blocked.
No, I'm not blocked. I went in and I just used a different name. It's
so I've gone, okay.
I don't worry about that. You know, that's
okay.
not here nor there.
But did you download it, Johnny?
I can't hear you, Rad. You're
Johnny,
fading in and out.
Did you download that video? Did you download it?
Which one?
The one with Danny and the other dude, the
No,
older.
Hildegard.
No,
No, I
okay.
didn't. No, it's gone. He's taken it down for
Yeah.
some reason. Which if I was him, I'd take it down too, because
He's embarrassed. Yeah.
he's basically threatening Christians on that one. I hate this. Oh,
Uh,
Christians are scumbags. I'm like, gee, Merry Christmas.
Too
You
bad we
tell
don't
me
have
I'm a
that
hater.
one. Too bad we don't have that one. Anyway.
There might be a way. I'm gonna not go there, but I think I know where we can locate it, to be honest with you. Okay, this is. I wanted to. I was just going through this one because I just listened to this one last night, and I'm like, how did I miss this? Okay, so let's listen to what the clown or the gentleman from where he says he's from. He's from Atlanta. What he says. Okay.
No sound. Eric, no sound.
What's that?
There's no sound.
Yes, there is.
We're not hearing it.
No, not here at all.
All right, you guys. Okay, you're throwing me off my game here. Quit interrupting me.
The joy of pushing that one little button on that share button.
I got it now. I got it. Okay.
The kind of rhetoric. There's
Okay, can you hear that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right. Now we can hear. All right, here we go.
other ways to do it besides doing what they do. They hate people.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We hate
And they
people.
even, this guy, Eric, he loves to put up picture. He tries to say that he loves Israel and all this. Believe me, I have heard him say, along with the rest of his crew, that if you don't believe Jesus is your Lord and Savior, then you know he can't. He hates you just like he hates Muslims.
No,
Okay.
there is no way anyone would ever
That is
say
a straight up
that.
lie.
You know, you big fat liar, you Charles. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Nothing of saying that we hate people. No, we love people. That's why we give the gospel. Thank you. Thank you,
That's
Steve.
slander. That's slander. That's slander. Like I said,
It
if you
is.
guys want to, you guys should sue him. I mean, seriously, that's
Well,
totally
here's-
slander.
here's-
a lawyer. So
We're-
we're going that. I'm going that
Come
direction.
back.
Okay, hold on. Let me just say this. He says that I have heard him say
Bull.
he's full of shkaiza.
Oh.
Let me just put it nicely. He is full of it. If I've said this,
And he said all of us. He said all of us. I've heard
yeah,
him
he did. Yeah,
and
he
all of
included
his
everybody. He
crew.
included everybody. Yeah,
Yep.
he's included everybody.
I
But
have
he
a son who is a
specifically-
Muslim, okay? I have a son who is a Muslim, okay? So don't you dare say anything. I would not be hanging around people that hate Muslims. My son is a Muslim. So thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah. So what essentially is doing, he's lying about this. He's lying again. He's lying about us. He's committing slander. I have never, because you said I have heard him say is the exact words here. So your task, gunfighter, is to go through any show you want to. Any show you want to. I've been doing this for 5 years now. Go clear back into the Blog Talk Radio archives. Go all through my YouTube channel. Go find it. If I have said this, I tell you what.
Or if I've said it.
No. If I have said this, I want to make sure I understand this. If I have said this, and you can play back where I've said that I hate Muslims, I'll take down my channel. How's that? I will take down this channel. If I have said that I hate Muslims, I cannot imagine somebody that has this much hate in your heart to try to make that scurrilous allegation against anybody who's a Christian,
90
any
seconds.
professing Christian. Look what he says here about our friend Chris Claus. Let me fast forward this.
Oh, this really gets me ticked because Chris is my buddy. Chris,
Let's
it's
go up
awesome.
here to Chris Claus. He calls him Satan's lost cause. He's like the Beholder Guard.
That is
Satan's
so
lost cause.
sad.
You guys are so funny. Satan's lost cause.
This guy has so much courage. He does. He reminds me of like a Peter.
Insulated, if you want to say, because he lives in Canada.
Okay, hold on. Let me back
I've had to deal with this guy. He feels isolated or insulated, if you want to say, because he lives in Canada. So he thinks that he's an untouchable.
He thinks.
What do you mean?
Jeez, this is so stupid. It's so stupid.
I want to know what he means. I want to know what he means by Chris thinks he's insulated because he lives in Canada and that he's untouchable. Untouchable from what? Pray.
He's just projecting. That's all it is. Whatever is in his brain.
That's
he is.
That's a
yes, he is.
Threat.
Yes, he is. But he's also projecting. Well, he thinks. How do you know? Are you God? Only Jesus knew the thought of men. Only Jesus did, Charles.
Well, either way, he is threatening, which is a crime.
Yes, he is.
That's threatening. That's a threat. He thinks he's insulated. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen to this one.
Like in a sense, I can find him.
They're dirtbags and punks.
Man, who's being the dirtbag and the punk? We haven't said, we're not Jews. This is just idiotic.
Oh, you hurt my heart. I'm a dirtbag and a punk coming from you.
Oh my God, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, they're dirtbags and punks. Okay, we're the ones trying to dox people and demanding that they take down pictures. But you're not a dirtbag or a punk. Hold on. Okay. Get control of yourself, Kaffer. What's my name?
Paul.
Bjorn. My name's
Bjorn.
Bjorn. Yes, okay.
I thought we discussed this. Don't give out your real name, dude. I thought that was a part of the game.
I'm sorry. Okay.
They
okay, listen.
They're gonna supposedly expose me on a video tomorrow, saying that I called Danny Davis a punk. He is a punk.
Ooh.
He feels safe here in the United States to say whatever he wants.
Oh, shock! We call it the First Amendment, you idiot.
As he should.
And now he's saying he feels safe. How does he know what he feels? He's not God.
No wonder why he got
this
fired for being a cop. He got fired for being a cop because he didn't recognize the individual right. Oh, Danny Davis is here. He can say whatever he wants here in the United States. Really?
What Darcy? Darcy had something to say.
Go ahead.
Hello. Is Issa still backstage?
Issa's not connected. It says his device is not connected, so I can't bring him on up even if he wanted to. Why are you getting messages from him?
No, I just saw it on the StreamYard chat.
Yeah, he was here, but then he dropped. So okay. So let's go back to so I got two more. Wait, yeah, two more here. And okay, let's see here. This is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, right about there. Let's try it right there.
So we're going to go over that because there's racism involved in that too.
It's too soon. Sorry. Okay, hold on.
My closet or whatever is they love to mention that I was terminated as a police officer for excessive force. So we're going to go over that because there's racism involved in that too.
Okay, so you get terminated.
That racism.
Well, that's the thing. Everything it's everybody else's fault, don't you see?
Yeah.
I got terminated for stuff
I'm still trying to figure out how you connect racism to excessive force.
And knowing a fact about someone. I mean, did he say that?
I would have to care, to be honest with you. I would really have to care to go watch that video, and I don't. But here, this is what he's doing. It's all your fault. Your fault that I had the guy that I was training to destroy that video. It's your fault that I scuffed this kid up in the backseat of a squad car. It's everybody else's fault, but not his. This is what a narcissist and somebody that's
Well, that's a mental illness. Yeah.
says. Now, look what he says about me here. Let's see. That's 19. Let's start right here. Let's see what he has to say.
Why I am not going on Eric Smith's Crossing the Crescent show unless he's willing to give his true identity so that we're on the same playing ground and I can find out his military record to see if he's actually one of those stolen valor people, or let us find out exactly who you are, because my past is an open book, and that's what we're going to go.
Okay, so
I don't think you can actually do what he's asking. You can only do that if you have. I don't think you. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but he couldn't actually do that if he wanted to.
In order to access somebody's military record, you have to have permission or you have to have authorization. And to get like my military record, when you're discharged from the military, you get what they call a Department of Defense Form 214, a DD 214. And I think he's made allusions that I didn't serve in Iraq, that he's made saying that I have like this stolen valor thing, that I keep saying that I'm some type of war hero, or this is the insanity.
Wait. See, everybody's looking at me like I'm talking to them. Sorry. Okay, wait. Zebra. Okay. It's true. Just admit it. You never were in Iraq. You never served in the U.S. military. You never did any of those things. Okay? Just admit it. Okay? I'm saying, weak. Just admit it. You see what I'm saying?
We
you got the kafir. Okay, you got the kafir. I've never. Yeah.
You sent us a picture that Kent Hovind had, and you're in your duds.
Yeah.
That was fake. That was fake. That was Photoshop. It was all fake. But dude, Charles is absolutely right. You busted him.
And
stolen valor. He doesn't have a medal of honor. He doesn't have. Okay. Whatever. Okay.
By the way, in the beginning of the introduction, who is the guy who's the guy with a gun there? Is that you?
No, that's not me. That's but I emphasize it because that's what I used to hump around or carry around. Sorry.
That's what I thought. I was thinking it wasn't, but I was wondering.
Well, I actually used to be an instructor for. I'm not going to get into it. I don't. No.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm not doing ammunition.
Yeah, no. So he could say all these things that he wants to. If he keeps it up, all we're gonna do, we'll just download the videos, and when the time comes, we'll drop the hammer.
The lawyer take care of it.
No, wait. I just want to address.
No, wait, no. Hold on. Before I say drop the hammer, figuratively speaking, legally speaking, this is not a physical threat. Oh, you're threatening my children. It's not that.
I don't even know if he has kids. I mean, that's still not verified.
Well, what is it Darcy saying earlier? Darcy, go ahead.
It's like I said, they're attacking his manhood.
I would have to look at the background check again to see, but I didn't see anything. Well, we'll have to see on that. I don't even know if I want to get into it. But anyway, I just want to say really quickly, the one thing that offends these folks about this whole terrible, shocking situation is that I don't even get mentioned. I don't even get mentioned once, dude. I don't get a video. You all get videos. I don't even get mentioned, dude. Okay? Doesn't he know that I'm the evil mastermind? Huh?
I think he's scared of you.
Well, doesn't he know that I'm the evil mastermind behind this whole thing?
That very well may be it. He might
have
fear of Brad. I've said this before. If I ticked Brad off and I knew he was, I'd move. I really would. I would go find a different address.
Well, that's because Tom, You've stolen my valor because I'm really the super trooper badass. Okay, I'm really the dude that jumped out of perfectly good airplanes. I'm really the special operations forces guy. I'm really all that stuff. I was a Navy SEAL. Okay, so yeah, you better. So yeah, so you better stop stealing. Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying. But no,
Yeah.
seriously, I am offended. Charles, please, let's do a video. Please don't make me come after you now just for that. Don't make me don't feel my wrath because you were, I don't know, selfish and not sharing, the love that you're showing my brothers here regarding me. I mean, seriously, please give me a
And
mention.
sisters.
And sisters, yeah, even Connie got a mention. I mean, come on, dude. What the hell? No, I'm offended. I am offended.
Okay. All right.
I'm
You need to
offended,
step.
but that's all I want to
Red,
say.
you just need to step up your game. That's all you
I
got
need
to
to,
do.
dude.
Step up.
Wait. I didn't show a picture on a camel. I made 2 videos. You're cartoons. I mean, come on, dude. Seriously. Have you not been paying attention? You have to play the video now, dude.
Well, we talked about actually, Red. We talked. Okay, would you tell that guy to quit blowing that horn in the background, please?
It's the train. I can't tell him about doing that. Anyway, everybody in the train's looking like I'm crazy.
We've actually talked about doing a video where we would have Rad as the Wizard of Oz, pulling the levers behind the curtain there, and but we decided against it. Didn't want to go there. All right, guys, we got to go. Thank you for coming. It has been fun tonight. We've kind of gone after 4 or 5 different topics tonight, which is great. It's always fun to do that. Keep in mind, Sunday's show, we're going to have Lloyd de Jong from Poland on. He is going to be talking about the Sharia and how.
Hey, there's Isa.
Hey, good to see you all. Just wanted to say hi.
Hello, Isa.
I want to hear from him.
Hey, Isa.
What's he got to say?
Isa.
What do you got to say about the topic, Isa? I'd like to hear you speak. You're a wise man, though you still need to come to Christ. But you are a wise man.
Isa continues to hang out with us guys. He too
With us haters, right? Us haters, us racist.
Hating people because they're not Christians. That's you, Isa.
Dude, Isa's like what? Well, he's like what's his? Oh God, I can't say his name. Sorry, brain freeze. Clifford. Sorry, Clifford. Clifford. Isa spent what, an hour, 2, 3 hours with Kenny. Oh God, I feel bad for you. So bad.
That is purgatory.
Oh man, did he fall out?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's hear him, please. Let's hear
I
him.
don't know. He's probably using that universe. Okay, Rad, I'm going to mute you, dude. Tell that train conductor to knock it off. We don't want to hear it. Okay, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Oh, there he is. There he is. There's Isa. I want to hear him. Isa.
Oh, he closed
I'll
off the
take
mic.
that as a no.
Yeah.
That means no. Okay.
No, I think he's having a hard time with this computer.
be.
Isa, do you want to say anything? Isa,
He
can you
can't
hear us? Yeah, I
can.
think he's having problems with his internet. Okay, next time.
Okay, can we go?
Bye, everybody.
All right, we'll see
Yes.
you on Sunday. Don't
God
be
bless.
late. I'm
Let's go, Brad.
Okay, God bless y'all. We'll see you Sunday.
What were you saying, Eric?
It's all right. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I was thinking about doing a videos later this week, but
Oh, yay.
I might. But
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'll upload it. All right. God bless y'all. We'll see you Sunday. Thank you so much for coming tonight, and we're out.